So students, let us continue. Imagine a one-dimensional line, and this is, we know this is one dimension, or we can say this is only one. This is a one direction. You only have one direction, horizontal direction. You can't go anywhere else. For example, if you have a ball, it can go to the right, and from there it can go to the left, and from there it can go come back to the original position. So only in one state of direction it can move, and this is why it is called one dimensional. But what if you want to move the ball up and down? What will you have to do? You need another direction, or you need another dimension. So therefore we give it another direction, and because now there are two directions and these directions are perpendicular to each other, right? These directions are perpendicular to each other. Now directions that are perpendicular to each other can in simple words be called in a simple word be called dimension. So that is why it is called two-dimensional, and why we studied this as a two-dimensional plane, as a coordinate plane in the last few videos. So we saw about the coordinate plane and we called it 2D plane. 2D means two dimension. So we see there are two directions, and directions that are perpendicular are called dimensions. Okay, fine. So we know now we know how to move the ball horizontally and how to move the ball vertically. But what if you want the ball to come to your face in that direction and then go away from you? So how to bring the ball in that direction? Did you understand that? The ball should come to your face and go back and then come back. You know how to make it go. This is not horizontal, this is not vertical, but this is the direction that is perpendicular to both of them. It is coming towards you and going away from you. Do you get it? So we need another dimension for that, and that dimension we represent it like this, and we call it, first of all we call the horizontal dimension x. This is a normal way of calling it. And then we call the vertical dimension y axis, and we call this new dimension that we are seeing now the z. And because I am representing it in a two-dimensional plane, you know, our screen, our mobile, or our laptop, or in whatever you are watching this, it is a two-dimensional plane, right? So that is why, you know, it is difficult to represent it here. But let me show you in a 3D. Let me show you a 3D figure of what it actually is. So students, this I think you will be able to see this understand a little more clearly if I show you this. So this is your two-dimensional plane. You have your x-axis here. Look carefully at my cursor, mouse cursor, so that you will be able to know what I'm showing. This is your x-axis, and this vertical line is a y-axis. You already came to know about that. So what is this new z-axis? To see that, let us rotate it a little bit. This is what the z-axis, the pink axis that you see here. This is the z-axis. Do you see the z written here? Now, this axis is perpendicular to this x-axis and y-axis. Do you see that? It's perpendicular to both of them. Do you see, now do you see the difficulty? We cannot draw like this in a paper. So that is why. That is why we represent it as a line in our. That's why we represent it as a line. Okay, so let us anyways just take a little more. So we can go around and we can see that all these three directions are perpendicular to each other. So we started with the two-dimensional plane, and we made another dimension going that is perpendicular to both x direction and y direction, and that is called the z-axis. Okay, fine. So let us anyways come back. I think that is enough. So this is actually what it is. Fine. So this is the, I think, yeah. So students, how do we plot the points? That is the next question. How do we plot the points? And that is a question that we have to consider. So let me take all this off and let us, this is our coordinate plane, normal one which we studied till now, our two-dimensional coordinate plane. If I have a point here, I can say it with x coordinates and y coordinates. I can say the x is 1 and the y is 2. Okay, and if I have another move the point, and if I put it here, the x coordinate will become -4 and the y coordinate will become 4. And if I move that point here down, it will be x coordinate will become 4, y coordinate will become -3. You know all this. But now we are looking at another dimension, and this dimension is called z dimension. Okay, so we are not be we don't just have two coordinates. We have three coordinates now: x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate. In this case, z coordinate is 0 because it is still on the two-dimensional plane. So let us just see how to plot the points in a three-dimensional plane. So I would like you to take a look at this. Here you can put your own values. Okay, I'm giving x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, and I'll give z is equal to 2. So this is a three-dimensional point. Okay, so this is the how you represent it. The point is 2, 4, 2. We have three coordinates now. So how to plot it? So you go in x direction, 2. We go in y direction. This is the y. Here the dimensions are a little bit shifted. This is the x dimension. This is the y axis. This is the z axis. So x is 2. So you go 2 units in x. Then you go 4 units in y because y is 4. Then you go 2 units in z. Do you see that? And that is the point. This is the point. And to make it 3D, I'll just rotate it. Do you see that? So that is the point. Okay. You can use any other point. For example, if we wanted -3, if we wanted it to go down, then it will be like this. Okay, that will be a little. Okay, -3 will be a little. It will be difficult to see, so I'll put it -2. Okay, so let us see what happens. x2, y4, then z2. Do you see that? Do you see that? So this is what is happening. This is the point. Okay, now let us play with it a little more further. You can put any other point. Maybe we could put 4 here. We could put a minus here, -3, and we could make this and let it be -2 itself. 4, -3, -2. This is the point. So let us plot that. So this becomes 4. Then okay, I have changed the scale. So let me. Okay. So this is 4. Then y, we need to go -3. That means going in the negative direction of y. Then we are going down 2. Okay, so we are going down 2 units, and that is your point. Your point 4, -3, -2. And you always, as usual, the order of coordinates is x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate in the alphabetical order: x, y, z. Okay, so I think that is enough for today. So that is enough for today. The next video we will see more things that we can do with this 3D three-dimensional coordinate plane.